What's up everybody and welcome back to another episode of 5 Cool Mods. If you don't know, this is a series where I show you guys some of the coolest mods that come out for Fallout 4 each and every day of the week. Basically, I'll scan through Bethesda.net and the Nexus and see what looks really cool and then pick out 5 mods and show them to you in a concise and nice video. Today we actually have a really good lineup. This is going to be a console edition of this episode, so every mod in this episode is going to be available for Xbox One as well as on PC. Big shout out to the mod authors for porting all their mods to Xbox. This has been a problem lately, but in the past few days you guys got a little bit of a surge of releases, so I'll be covering all of those over the next few weeks. If you do enjoy, I encourage you guys to consider subscribing, but with that, let's get right into it. So first and foremost, we have the Falcon III Scalp pistol. I did make a full video on this for the PC version quite a while ago, but it only just now was ported over to Xbox One. This is without a doubt a very nice and good looking pistol. It has quite a few different weapon mods that'll pretty much just suit your pistol needs. Nothing too crazy, but everything you would want is pretty much there. This pistol is actually extremely lore friendly. Basically, in the lore behind it, it was in a shipping container on the way to the CIT. Then bombs dropped and, well, the pistol is now still stuck there in the shipping container. You have to go back there to find it, and it has a very spy or almost like a James Bond feel with its silencer and kind of silver slide. It looks very sleek and sharp and has pretty good damage for what it is. Definitely a good pistol mod to check out if you're looking for something new, and without a doubt one of the better ones out there today. So at number 2, we do have a companion mod. This is adding in Coach Bill into the Commonwealth. The character himself is a baseball team's coach, but from before the war, and he kind of has a few funny voice lines. He seems very grumpy and an old man, although he's very viable in concept. One of the things I really like about this mod is the way it's implemented. You have to go through this little quest, and although very short, it's quite a bit of fun and adds in a new layer to companion mods. It's not like you just walk up and it's like, oh hey Bill, be my companion. You have to do a few things before then that gave me a nice laugh. And definitely a cool mod to experience, especially if you want an overweight, middle-aged ex-baseball player as your companion. That's pretty grumpy and fully custom voiced. If that sounds like something that'll tickle your fancy, this mod's definitely for you, or if you just want to have a mod that doesn't take itself too seriously and you could have a good laugh at. I guess technically it is also lore friendly. Paladin Buzz. So this is a mod that you've probably seen on PC. It was one of those mods that came out right after Fallout 4 was released and kind of made it on all the news websites and was just really popular and almost like a meme after the game's release. Well, it has finally been ported over to Xbox One. It technically isn't changing that much about Paladin Dance. All it's actually doing is changing a few textures for the Brotherhood of Steel T60 armor, as well as adding in that little hat. So I'm actually just using the armor as a normal armor right here. Obviously the helmet isn't included because that doesn't have a custom texture. If you know what Buzz Lightyear is, this mod probably doesn't make a ton of sense to you. Basically, it's from the movie Toy Story. If you've never heard of Toy Story, well, where have you been this whole time? All around a pretty funny mod, especially if you use Paladin Dance as your companion on consoles. This is definitely a good mod to download. You're gonna have to go get the armor and actually give it to him. The armor is just on the Pridwin, so you could actually get a free set of T60 also. But again, another mod that doesn't take itself too seriously and probably one you've heard of before and now you could finally play with. So up next we do have the Gravity Fist. This is a new mod by Mike Moore. He's made a ton of different weapon mods out there, most of them being melee mods, and really he's the one-stop shop for all your kind of melee mods needs. As it's been expected with him, this mod is pretty high quality, actually having a ton of different modifications for the weapon as well as different paint jobs. More or less what it is a power fist but a late game oriented one with some different textures, and again all those different modifications, making it a little bit more customizable. And frankly, I just think this looks really cool. I really like the way it kind of wrapped around your hand like that, and then all the different lights on the front of it. I just thought gave it a cool and unique look, unlike some of the other weapons in Fallout 4. There really aren't a ton of fist mods out there, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like there's cool melee swords and knives and stuff like that, but as far as actual fist oriented mods, there isn't too many options, and I feel like this is definitely one of the better ones out of the ones released so far, so definitely worth checking out. Even if you don't want to use it on your own character, just install it and you'll find it in the world on your enemies. So last but not least, we have the K UMP 45, and this is by DD Productions 83. This is probably a mod author you've heard of. He just ported a ton of his mods over to Xbox One and re-released them all on PC, not in like their one standalone big patch. He is now working on a standalone video game, so he's actually linking his Steam greenlight in most of the mod description to try and support it and get that game put on Steam. The weapon itself is pretty cool, but not really up to par with some of the other weapon mods of today. I think it looks really good, and I think that's what what it has going for it. It just looks really sharp, and the model and texture work are definitely top notch. Unfortunately, there's not many mod options other than that. There are a few different scopes and you could change the magazine size, but otherwise you're pretty limited. There's some animation glitches when reloading, and the fire rate is a little bit weird, especially with the sound effects. It's reusing the vanilla sound effects but kind of sped up, and sometimes I heard them cutting each other off. All around, still a pretty cool gun to use. This is one of those ones I'll probably install to hopefully see on other enemies. I like having a lot of weapon diversity in my game, and I don't really like modern firearms, so this is a good way to steer away from that in a balanced manner. Plus, it's pretty exciting to see DD Productions making some, not really making new mods, but re-releasing some of his older mods, especially for those console users that never got to experience them. That's pretty much gonna wrap it up for this one though, guys. I do hope you enjoyed another episode of 5 Cool Mods. I am back in full force now, so expect videos every single day, multiple videos a day hopefully, and we're getting to the proper gaming season, so I'm gonna start making some videos on Skyrim Remastered and the Xbox One mods for it coming soon, so look forward to that as well. As always, again, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you all next time. Later.